Hello guys, DJParson here and back for the last game of the International Season 8. As you can see in the standings right now, Slick is still on number 1 with 33 points and I'm second with 27. If you take a look at the schedule, there's only the game 6A remaining, which is not the last game, but game 7A ended before that one, so this will be the last one that I post. And yeah, it will be against Fane, Artwolf 44 and Bergen. Actually, if I win this game, I will also have 33 points, but Slick won more head-to-head games against me. So even if I end up winning this, I don't have any chance of finishing first in this league. But I also have to defend my game or my second place against Artwolf, because if he wins and I become last, then he will be second. So still a lot to consider in this game, and we're gonna hop right in. So this very first turn I had to record on my phone, but it's the only one. And I have the third position, 3 selections, and can decide what I want to grab with that. Blue took Sun Tzu, and green took Urban Growth and Patriotism. So I guess I will be grabbing, also a quick look at the overall leaders and wonders. Quite a lot of good leaders in there, Hammurabi. So I'm grabbing the pyramids, the library I mean, it's really nice, and then I'm only left with the choice for stockpile. It's probably the best I can grab. Could also grab the wonder and Caesar, but don't like that as much. Could grab the Hanging Gardens and Urban Growth, because Urban Growth is definitely good. But I think library is just stronger. Urban Growth is definitely a good card, so I can build the lab first, but that would mean I swap the library for the Hanging Gardens, and the library definitely is better. And then yeah, stockpile isn't the greatest card in the beginning, but I think it's okay for the library. And Bergen takes Engineering Genius and also the Hanging Gardens. Blue takes the Colosseum, already has a leader. Does he play him now? Nope, he increases population instead. Don't really have to do that. Can also, could probably play Sun Tzu and draw more cards. Would have liked that more. And Fane takes Stonehenge and Alexander. Okay. You guys know me, I really like Hammurabi still, also after the nerf. I need a new leader. Could take Boudica. I'm not the biggest fan of her, to be honest. I like the flexibility of Hammurabi way more, so I will take Hammurabi. Can play him immediately, go for the mine, and also with stockpile in hand, getting the extra civil action from Hammurabi will be really important. Because stockpile can often keep sticking into your hand. You can't play it because you don't have the actions, and with Hammurabi you have the time to play him or play it. And then with my last action I can increase population. They also have increased population, so they probably want to play politics, and then having 1 free population for the development will be really good. So yeah, typical for me having a library and Hammurabi. They're just my favorite wonders and leaders from HA, so I often end up with those two, which I think, yeah, it's my favorites, so of course I will go for them. So red builds a mine, takes, okay, it takes the Hanging Gardens for 2, not the biggest fan of that. And green, development of politics, we'll see what we can draw there. Goes for Sun Tzu now and takes iron for 2. Okay, doesn't go for a lab, interesting. And green will open the development of agriculture and play Alexander now. He does go for the mine. Yeah, I really think green should have taken the Code of Laws with his Stonehenge. You need something where you can spend that science, especially with 2 labs, and if he finishes this, he has just so much science, and the Code of Laws would have been really great to use it for. So I will, yeah, I think I will skip the politics. I could also take play the knowledge of the ancients. I mean, why not? Having some knowledge what is in the deck is never bad. And the development of religion, I can make use of that. And the others, yeah, everyone can if they want to. Let's see, it's there's also Joan of Arc, so yeah, I think I can play the, I can take Code of Laws and then also Theocracy, and can go for Theocracy with my Revolution, because Hammurabi is pretty good with that. Maybe not next turn. Next turn I probably want to finish my library. Yeah, but still. Can also go for the philosophy lab now. Like this. Spending, yeah, I think this is good. And then maybe I can not finish the library next turn, but the one after. Next turn I can go for the revolution with Theocracy. Yeah, that might be an option. Get rid of the aggression, keep my tactic for now, and end the turn. And then I can go for Theocracy with my temple already, and maybe I get Joan of Arc and then have quite a big military boost from that. And as you know, my Theocracy and Code of Laws, I really like those two together. So the development of craft, some additional resources, and he goes for some military as well. And the development of civil life, okay. Alchemy, Isabella, not finishing his wonder yet, also having iron. Green, still not using Alex. Development of warfare, okay. He goes for iron, can immediately build one, not bad. I would have preferred if he maybe used Alex and then take Saladin or something. Alex has this one-time use basically, and after that, and you can swap to a new leader pretty fast. I would have preferred that probably. I'm definitely gonna skip politics. And actually I think I want to raise my population, because then I can make use out of the development of warfare. And that is pretty good. Sadly there's no Genghis Khan. Would have been good with my heavy cavalry, but not a problem. Yeah, I think I might want to take Saladin. Even though, yeah, maybe I don't have to play him yet. But if I don't take Saladin, it might be a while until I get a new leader. So that is not bad. And then play the stockpile so I can finish my wonder. And then next turn I can go for the revolution with Theocracy. Play Code of Laws as well. Play Saladin. Yeah, I think next turn will be pretty good. I really like that. See if I can draw a new tactic, but I just draw one. Okay, so no new tactic yet. So there was a colony, and sadly I couldn't really bid anything for that. And yeah, now green still not using Alexander. Let's keep that for now, and even goes up to 6 strength. So really have to be careful that I don't get some aggressions on me. And yeah, definitely want to skip politics. So, and also there was the border conflict, which I lost. I think red opened that, or blue, not sure. So yeah, that's not great. And I will delete one of my mines. And then I think I just go with my original plan. go for theocracy per revolution. Can even go for code of laws and Saladin. And then I could either increase population or build something because I have corruption. But building, I would have to build a lab. And it leaves me at very few resources. There's still one iron left, I could go for that. Yeah, but I can't really go for the mine, that will keep me in corruption. I could increase population instead. I have not much science left, but I'm still producing 3. Yeah, but honestly I think I will build this lab at one point anyway, so I'd rather do it now, so it produces me additional science and increasing population. The worker wouldn't give me anything, so this is better. And I'm at 3 strength and at 6 cards, so I can't get an aggression. And if I go for... so the consideration is if I go for strength or civil action from Saladin. But I definitely think civil action, because right now I'm not the weakest. And if Red goes for the knight, which he probably wants to, he will have more than 5, so it doesn't matter if I have 3 or 5 really. So I'll do it like this. And see if I can draw a tactic. This one not bad if I get the knights. I can also stay with just warriors, maybe swordsmen, and then go for this tactic once it becomes available. Pretty good. Legion for 3. And there are still 2 swordsmen and 2 knights in here, so still a lot of options. So red goes for the knight and now has a phalanx, so 7 strength, pretty good, and also takes the magic castle. So he's prepping for war. And blue also takes one of the knights and takes St. Peter's Basilica and builds a step. Quite a lot of technologies, but here's some science saved up. Green's still not using Alex, pretty interesting. And he does finish the Stonehenge, but doesn't take monarchy together with that. Now I definitely want to skip politics, I mean knowledge of the ancients, but I don't have to play that. I definitely think I want those knights, so I can go for my own phalanx. And that would be really good. Can't go for them this turn, don't have the science or the resources. So I guess increasing population once or twice could be really good. Definitely don't need alchemy, don't need monarchy. And these are a little bit expensive to take, they're not the best. Could take a swordsman, but don't have to, really. So maybe I increase population again, and I think I will rebuild this mine. And then probably take a rich land. As I said, don't need alchemy, don't need monarchy. Frugality, don't have the food production, so it will be quite a while until I use that. And I want to upgrade one of these, like my mines or my farms at one point anyway, so taking rich land. Taking resources, I don't have a lot of that, so that seems like a good idea. Okay, now considering, I definitely think I should take the strength of Saladin. I will still be the weakest. And we could also go for this tactic, honestly, if I go back. If I increase population twice and go for the warriors, I can copy this tactic as well. It's pretty good with 3. So that is puts me at 7 even. Yeah, maybe this is better. Don't have to go for the knights. Can take swordsman instead. Yeah, the last swordsman together with this tactic is pretty good. And then I definitely want the rich land, so I can build the mine for 3 next turn. And then maybe frugality as well, because yeah, alchemy and monarchy, don't want those. Have enough science production already. So I think I like this more because of the increased legion army for 3 strength. And I don't have to go for the knights, which are pretty expensive. Can rather go for the swordsman, have better strength now. Question is, do I want strength or civil actions? I mean, if I take strength, I'm at 9. So I'm not the strongest for quite a while. Yeah, but I guess I don't really need... with my Code of Laws, I mean, it's still nice to have 1 extra civil action. But I think I'm gonna take the strength, so I'm not one of the 2 weakest, because as I said, I don't really have much of an idea what will come. So taking that instead. And yeah, I guess I can get rid of this heavy cavalry and the pestilence. Can keep the phalanx for now, just in case I get yeah, not these knights, maybe the cavalrymen. And sadly I don't draw any politics, any military cards, so yeah. So red, Michelangelo, and bolts on his wonder. Yeah, still not a lot of actions. And blue will also finish his St. Peter's Basilica. Goes for knights and builds one and can copy the tactic. Nope, doesn't want to. Now let's see, green, maybe he yeah, still doesn't use Alex. Interesting. Goes for that and alchemy. Okay, yeah, maybe has 1 more turn where he can use Alex politics action. But I really think he should have maybe taken Joan of Arc instead. Doesn't give him really that much, and it's gonna be close if he can survive till his next turn. So I'm not the weakest, I can definitely play some stuff, probably not these territories. I don't have any colonization cards in hand, so maybe the raiders. Immigration, blue has, okay, with the St. Peter's he has a lot of happy faces. So I have probably a big problem with resources, definitely want more of those. So going for another mine. And here with this legion I don't have to go for the knights and the phalanx, but I can. And just take the knights to have them. Knights are really important tech, so I like that. Yeah, maybe I just take reserves 2 times. I don't really need the universitas. I have 4 science production already. I could take this, but then I'm still gonna take quite a while until I can finish it. And if I take reserves and reserves, I think I like that more. And I could also go for the swordsman. Increase my strength by a little bit. Yeah, but I can do that next turn as well. Don't think I have to do that. Taking 2 reserves isn't bad. Gives me a lot of flexibility, especially can take food. And then with frugality can maybe increase once or twice. So I like that more. And then, yeah, I can go for the swordsman next turn. I still think I have to take the strength from Saladin, so I'm not the weakest. So yeah, sadly I can't take the civil action, but the strength. And let's see if I can draw. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, these aren't so good. Best would have been probably colonization cards, but yeah. Reign of Terror and red is weakest, really nice. And he goes for food and monarchy. Okay, with only 1 science production, that will take quite a while. Or he will go for the revolution. And then blue, the knowledge of the ancients. I scored 2 science, not too bad. And quite a lot of military now, going up to 11. And takes iron as well. And green, the warfare. Okay, building a 3rd. Agriculture, interesting, instead of grabbing irrigation. No, I definitely think that I can play some politics. I'm not one of the two weakest. Let's see, barbarians. I'm guessing red will be the one with the most culture for quite a while, so I can easily play this. Scientific breakthrough, really good for me as well. I just have too much science now. Really quite a lot. Definitely develop swordsman. Can also go for iron. It's pretty nice. And warfare for 2, a little bit too expensive. I don't have that many civil actions. Can go for iron. Go for that once. And I guess I can also upgrade my warriors. Now I could take irrigation, or I could play one of the reserves. Don't think I want to go for irrigation. I mean, I can maybe grab selective breeding instead. It's definitely a lot better. Yeah, I don't think I want irrigation. So I could either develop the knights or play reserves and then upgrade even one more swordsman. So this isn't bad. Don't need the knights with my legion, with the upgraded legion even, so this is pretty nice for now. And I think that's at the end of the turn, and next turn I can increase my resource production even more. I will lose 2 yellow tokens, but I will still have no problems with happy faces, so that is good. So the question becomes, do I want the civil action or the military? I would really like the civil action. And I think with how it's going now I can do that. I don't have to be the strongest really. Raiders is for the 2 weakest and I'm not gonna be one of the 2 weakest. I will go to 10. Yeah, I think I value the civil action more. So I'll go for that. And I can get rid of these warbands. So not a bad turn. And then next turn, as I said, can increase resource production even more. Sadly don't draw any cards, but that's okay, and the age ends. The colony was won by blue, okay. With 3, 1 swordsman, 1 warrior and 2 colonization cards. And red then takes a Witchland and breakthrough and finishes his magic castle, okay. And now it's blue who opens up the historic territory, okay. Not sure if I want that. Do I need the happy face? It wouldn't be too bad to have a happy face. But if I send one away I will be at 5, that's really not that much. Don't want to be the weakest really, so I don't think I can bid with that. Also pretty unlikely that I would get it with just 2, so I can also just pass. Yeah, can't really bid for that. Nobody wants the colony. Really interesting. Blue takes swordsman, has quite a lot of resources. Doesn't want to finish his wonder. I think that's pretty curious. Could have gone for that. Really needs some. He doesn't need science, but he needs science production. But yeah, hooray! I'm one of the 2 strongest. That's really nice. Green also with so many resources. Goes for. He does go for more science production and taking patriotism. Now I'm still the strongest, so I think I can definitely play something. Waiters, yeah. So I guess I can play the inhabited territory. Or strategic. Doesn't really matter. I can also grab cartography if I want to. I have enough science for that. So I'll go for the inhabited territory. New deposits as well, so even more resources. So I guess I definitely want some food. Take 3 food, I can increase population twice. Yeah, this is really good. That is really good. I could take a new wonder. I could take the Statue of Liberty even. It's pretty expensive to take it like this, but then I could Build one stage, finish that next turn. Solve my yellow cube problem a little bit. Produce more culture with that as well. Alternatively, could take the college. Could also take cartography, as I said. I'm fine with my military strength right now. That's not too bad. I mean, I played cartography, maybe I can go for that now. Taking these wonders, these are not the best wonders. Suez Canal can be really good. Ocean Liner Service, really nice. Kremlin also. So I don't want to take these for 3 civil actions when I can make better use of my actions right now. So we'll go for cartography, maybe increase resource production twice. So I'm the strongest now, which also means I can go for the civil action from Saladin again. Don't have to go for the strength. So I like that, and we'll go for that. And see if I can draw, except in the... okay, national pride, we'll have to see. Right now I'm... yeah, won't be really ahead of red, so the national pride probably not that good. The inhabited territory won by green. And has to send away 3 cards, okay. Quite a lot of resources, and now also quite a bit of population. Okay, taking cannons, so with corruption, no way to really spend all his resources. And now I won the vast territories, so I'm also quite happy, having quite a lot of free population. Now I don't think that I want to play the national pride. I could play the strategic territory, even though I'm the weakest, so probably not. And the pact, nah, don't think I want to do that. I thought I could take the Ocean Liner Service, now I'm not so sure if I really need that after getting the vast territory. It's still a really good wonder. Could also take the Statue of Liberty to have even more yellow cubes. I guess first I probably want to rebuild one of my swordsmen to fulfill the tactic again. Being the strongest again is really good. Cannons, really important tech, I probably want to take those. Then I could go for the scientific method and really start producing quite a lot of science. Let's see if there are any good leaders for that. There's Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and Marie Curie for a little extent, but mostly Bill Gates, which will make the scientific really good. Alternatively, one of the wonders. I mean, I could even do both. I still have only one wonder, taking the Statue of Liberty or the Ocean Liner Service. Yeah, maybe I will take the Ocean Liner Service, depending a little bit. If I take the scientific method, I want to go for that this turn. Upgrade. And then I can't take the Ocean Liner Service anymore, but it would also like the efficient upgrade to upgrade the second scientific method. I don't have to go for the scientific method this turn necessarily. Can also take the scientific method and the efficient upgrade. And then taking Ocean Liner Service would put me at corruption, so I don't want that. Take this statue. Can sadly not build the first step, so I also have corruption. If I take the Ocean Liner Service and don't take efficient upgrade, I can build the first step and still have corruption. Okay, maybe I will increase population, or I do go with the scientific method. There's also the Suez Canal, which might be good for me. The Kremlin probably not that much. I really like the Ocean Liner Service. especially with not having really good food production yet, but I can also go just for selective breeding. But it's pretty early, and then the ocean liner service is really good, so I think I will go for that. And then I could honestly also go for another iron, like this, having really high resource production and then soon getting the population to go with that. And that means next turn I have 9 resources plus the 2 from here, so 11, and I can finish the ocean liner service in 2 steps. No, sadly not in 2 steps, I don't have architecture or masonry. But I can still play the reserves and then finish the wonder, have that finished next turn, don't have corruption this turn, have really high resource production, probably the highest I would guess, yeah. So like that, keeping my food for now. Yeah, I think this is really fine, so we'll do it like this. And yeah, can still go for the civil action, don't need the strength. And I can definitely get rid of the warband and see if I can maybe draw some nice cards. Yeah, this is really fine, really good tactic to draw, so not bad. So Red can't finish the university right now, or the college, and takes reserves. Let's see, Blue fails with an aggression on green. I mean, of course he does, he's only 2 ahead, so I don't know, weird move. Goes for selective breeding. Still with only 4 civil actions, not that great. Maybe would have liked him to grab the justice system. Would also help with this corruption. Green goes for cannons and goes for 1 and takes cavalryman. Okay, so really nicely prepared for H3. Now, what do I want to do? I'm the strongest, so I definitely want to play politics, but the national pride, probably not good. I won't be overtaking red and blue also in the following turns, so I think playing the strategic should be fine. Rebellion, nobody is discontent workers, okay. So yeah, I definitely think I should finish the ocean liner service this turn. For that I will have to play the reserves. And then I can also grab architecture. I could just finish it, but I will save 2 civil actions by going for architecture, so that will also help me when I go for scientific method. So I think I really like that. And with the 2 actions left I can finish this. And now this does mean I have corruption, but I will only lose 1 resource and 1 food, so not the worst. An alternative would be to not take the architecture, but finish it like this. Then I have 1 turn left, but with that I mean I could increase population. But I don't think I like that more than having architecture and losing the 1 resource. I have enough resource production. I could argue that I should take Wave of Nationalism, because it's so good. But I think I like architecture more. Architecture is a really good tech. And then the reserves. Finish the ocean liner service. Can increase population once for free. Like this I have 8 resource production. So next turn I can go for scientific method. Can upgrade 2 of those, I guess. So I really like that. And then yeah, can't do anything else with my turn. Really also would like cavalrymen, but I don't need them. I still have knights if I want to go for those, and then the cannons together with the fortifications really good. Then we can also get the defensive army, which would be even better right now. But over the long term, the fortifications are one of the best tactics in the game, because I just need the cannons. Don't have to invest into knights and cavalrymen, so I really like that. Now, do I want to be the strongest, or do I want one civil action more? For the barbarians I don't need the strength, so I think I'm gonna stay with my civil action. Yeah, and the corruption is okay as well. I mean, I can get rid of the pact. I don't like this pact. This is not a good pact, I think. I can keep the phalanx for now, just in case. Yeah, won't be playing the pact, I guess. And still drawing 3 cards. See what those will be. This is a really good pact. And then also the autonomous territory. Can even go for the Suez Canal with that. Yeah, that's definitely an option. Going for the Suez Canal with the autonomous territory, gaining additional actions, so that is definitely an option for me. And then the scientific cooperation, also really nice pact, if I want to go for that. Cultural influence doesn't change much. Finishes that and takes coal in rich land. Can go for that next turn. But only upgrade 1. But still not bad. Now blue takes Republic for 3 and goes for that. Together with journalism can go for that next turn. Does he keep corruption? No, he goes for more food production. So we really have food and resource production. And now also quite a lot of civil actions. Barbarians, and that's bad for red. Nice, nice. And he takes constitutional. Together with revolutionary and opera. And he does have 4 corruption. Yeah, he stays at 4 corruption, that's quite a lot. Basically only produces 2. Oh, there's Suez Canal. Suez Canal, really strong. If you have a good territory, which I do. Autonomous, really good. And I have 1 territory already. So the Suez Canal will be really good. So I don't want to play the territory. But I want to play something, because I'm still the strongest. Yeah, maybe I can go for arms industry. Nobody has riflemen yet, both of them here still. National pride still, no. Could also offer the scientific cooperation, but yeah, I could offer that to red maybe. But right now I'd rather play something, because I'm the strongest. So yeah, playing the arms industry. So the freedom of movement. Okay. And I can't really use that at all. And there's nothing that I don't need, and there's really nothing here that I want to go for. So I think I'm not gonna use that. I couldn't. Yeah, I can't get rid of my religion. That's probably the only one, but what do I do with that? Could go for swordsman, but I want to go for the cannons over the long turn anyway. So I don't think I want to do anything with that. Now there's quite a lot of strong cards here. And the Suez Canal, really nice. Together with autonomous territory especially, so I think I want to take that. Now Nobel would also be pretty nice. But for 3 that would be the rest of my turn basically, and that's, I think, a little bit too expensive. Maybe these others will probably take him then. But I think that's okay. There's still Catherine, Bach even. There's 1 opera left. There's Bach, okay. I don't have opera, so Bach's not an option. Darwin, maybe, if I get team spots is gone already. Okay, so not that many, basically only Catherine. That strategy is really good. Engineering is also really good. So first I'm gonna bring a new worker to my lands with the transcontinental. And I think I will just eat the corruption this turn and take strategy and engineering genius. These are both really good cards, and I think I like that more than just taking Alfred Nobel. Yeah, probably. Engineering genius. This basically negates the corruption I have now, and I can finish that easily next turn. can finish the first step with Engineering Genius, and then the last 3 by just 1 selection with the Architecture. So that is really nice. And then I can get the Autonomous Territory. I will have big problems with corruption in this whole game, I think, because I have lost 1 blue token from the Vast Territory and now 2 from the Autonomous Territory. But that's not the biggest problem, I think. Yeah, there's no way I get out of corruption really. But I don't think I have to. It's only 2 corruption, it's not the worst. So then end the turn. Yeah, I think I can get the selection again, don't need the strength in the next event, because it's gonna be the Strategic Territory 1. So that is okay. So I get another selection again. Yeah, we'll have the corruption and then discard probably this tactic, the National Pride. Yeah, the rest is okay. And let's see if I'm... yeah, maybe I don't think there's a better colony than Autonomous. And I don't draw one anyway, so okay. So Red takes the Rifleman and goes for the goal, can upgrade 1. And there's quite a lot of food. Now blue, the arms industry, I have the best infantry, so yeah, it's okay. And maybe it takes Nobel, but he wants, okay. 2 journalism, that's pretty nice. And then I guess green will take Nobel, he doesn't have a leader right now. Terrorism, I don't think I have that much to lose. And green wants to upgrade its food. It doesn't take Nobel, interesting. Oh, did he have a leader already? No. Not sure why he didn't take him. So I want to finish the wonder, so I don't want to play the autonomous territory. I'm the weakest even, so I don't think I want to play politics at all. So I'm gonna skip that. And then first thing, finish the Suez Canal. Colonize the autonomous. I mean, what do I need? Don't really need food. I guess I can make use out of some more resources. Yeah. Then I definitely want to take Nobel and go for him immediately, so I don't lose Saladin. Strategy really nice. Puts me at the first spot. Yeah, it's better than 10. And then scientific method. I can of course bring another new worker to our lands and then just build this lab. Now the question is, how do I want to win this game? I have ocean liner service, so much population. I have so much food. I can basically decide what I want to go for. First, yeah, I don't even have to go for the strategy. If I just build swordsman, then I'm strongest again. So I like that. Now the Kremlin could be pretty nice. Sadly I can't finish that this turn. I would just need 1 more selection. Or can I? I mean, I could take the Kremlin, finish that right off the bat. And then can take Nobel but not play him. Yeah, this is not bad, the Kremlin. Last wonder from H2. This can be really good. But then I can't build a swordsman. I could build a warrior and still be the strongest. Have 2 corruption. So yeah, this is definitely an option. I have so much science. I don't need to go for the scientific method now. So yeah, this is the one option where I go for the Kremlin. And I guess the other option is going for Nobel. I'm building one swordsman, going for scientific method. Increasing population. And then I could build one lab. Could upgrade another. And then I could take opera. Depending on H3 leaders a little bit. Marlene Dietrich, so opera not bad. Bill Gates of course, so my labs become better. Marie Curie also an option, but not really. I would have to take coal for that, but I think there are quite a lot of good leaders. So this is definitely one way to play it. Having really high food resource production. I would really like to have the Kremlin, then I would have so many civil actions and military actions. I think I like that more. Going for the Kremlin. And Nobel. And then one warrior. I will have corruption, but only losing food. I mean, I will have problems with food production at some point, but that's still a little bit off. Don't want to have all this food lying around all the time, because as you can see I have 4 blue tokens here and I'm in corruption. So I will basically be having corruption quite a lot. Unless I get the civil service at some point. That's the problem with having autonomous and vast territory. And no wonder that gives me any blue tokens. But yeah, I think I like this more. I will lose Saladin, but I have Nobel for next turn. Next turn I can then go for a scientific method. And being the strongest also really nice. I guess I want another civil action, don't need the strength. Will be interesting, I'm not sure if I will even keep the civil action when Saladin is gone. That will be really interesting. Now what do I want to keep? I can still keep these tactics. Can get rid of these aggressions. Not in the range of any aggressions, so don't need those. The both wars are really nice, and the popularization of science also when I go for the scientific method and Nobel. I will have quite a lot of science production, and then the popularization of science is really nice. And then see what I can draw. These hussars not the best tactic for me. Ravages of time. That's okay. So yeah. Iconoclasm, so I lose Saladin, but I mean I would have lost him anyway. So that's probably even good for me. And red goes for revolution, still with a lot of food. Yeah. But also not too bad having lots of food and lots of resource production. And then blue, so the HNs first, I lose the knights. That's not a problem, I think. Politics of strength, I win that. That's really nice. Hopefully maybe there was some nice impacts, maybe a war. So I have all the options. The blue takes Catherine. And yeah, goes for quite a lot of culture production with those journalisms. The green also plays something. And the crime wave, not one of the weakest, so that's nice. Now Shakespeare, and he takes journalism and opera, okay. In this case I think it's okay. It's pretty late to go for the Shakespeare comment, also really expensive if you only have opera and journalism and no architecture or something like that. Sadly, I didn't draw war over culture. I still have those over technology in hand. But I don't think I want to go for some wars right now. Also, there are no good tactics really. Yeah, there's this one, I could go for that. But sadly, no defensive army. So can't go for that. Definitely want to play some politics because I'm the strongest. Could go for the popularization of science. Where the others 8-6 are there. I don't want to do that quite yet. I don't know where it will be with science, so I can also play the bit of variety where I'm not too bad. If I go for cannon and also the strategy, I will be even better there, so the bit of variety, really nice. Refugees are even nicer. This is really paying off, being we're all quite close with strength, but I get a lot of positive aspects from my little strength that I have. So getting one worker for free. I need to solve my happy faces at some point, and I really like professional sports. And of course I also want to play Nobel, and then go for sports, and I can build one. I can also bring a new worker into Alliance for free. Now I have some food problems, but I have so many free workers. I could also just build some more agriculture. Or I could take selective breeding. But I think I'd rather... I could also go for strategy now. Also I have really big problems with corruption. Of course, I talked about that before, because I have so little blue tokens. I can also go for scientific method. Just build one. Like this, I don't have corruption. I'm still the strongest, don't have to go for strategy now. We'll draw 3 cards. So I will lose 1 food, which I don't need. So I can next turn build another, or even the turn after build another farm. Because I don't want to have this food lying around. I want to be at 0 food and then produce as much as I need to consume. So I think this is really nice. Don't have the highest culture production if you take a look at the scoreboards. But I'm also not too far behind. I have really high resource production and food and science production, and food not so much, but I have that solved with the Oceanliner service. I have quite a lot of actions, so overall I really like my position. Just need to find a way where I can put those things into culture. Either war, could go for really nice wars. Even though I don't have the best tactics for that quite yet, I could go for big fortifications. Like 2 resource production cycles, and I'm at over 20, so I can go for 4 cannons. So that would be quite a lot. Also with strategy in hand, get some strength from there. Keep the strongest right now, still have a lot of time. 52 cards left here. And for the leaders from H3, I mean, I could go for Gates or Churchill. Those are always solid. Not always. Bill Gates of course needs computers or scientific method, and I could definitely do that, even though I have quite a lot of resource production already. And the others, yeah, not so sure if I like the others that much. Marie Curie, maybe. Mandela's too late now. Steve Jobs could be okay, but I don't need happy faces anymore. So I think, yeah, I want to probably wait for Bill Gates or Churchill. And right now Alfred Nobel is also really nice, giving me even more science production. And I guess next turn I could play the popularization of science and then go for 3 scientific methods, depending on what impacts or wars I draw. And then get rid of some... I can definitely get rid of this war, this scientific corporation. Don't think I want to go for that. Can get rid of this aggression and some of these aggressions. We have just enough time. Yeah, I don't need that. Still have to discard a little bit more. I guess the conquistadors. Can get rid of those, and that's it. Then see what I can draw. And it is two wars of a culture, so yeah, that's definitely now a good possibility. I still have like 3 or 4 turns where I can push into military and then declare the wars. So that is really nice, having that option. So Red goes for some military. Goes up to 20 with the classic army. So ending at I had 20 strength, so I'm not the strongest right now, but Blue doesn't want to play politics. And goes for this tactic, okay, demobilized. And he also, everybody going for a little bit of military. Also taking military build-up. Seems like a good idea, but there's military theory that I can probably grab. So yeah, I think I might want to play war. So first I'm gonna skip politics. I could also play the polarization. I'm not the strongest, but one of the 2 strongest, so that wouldn't be a problem. But if I go for the military theory, I think I like that more than going for strategy. Also taking that away. And then I could go for cannons as well. And go for 2 of those. And with the tactic, I end up at 31. That's not bad. I still have enough military action, so I can declare war. Yeah, probably on Blue, I guess. He has the most culture production, so I definitely want to catch up to him. And if we take a look at him, at 9 resources and the patriotism, okay, so he basically has 12 resources. That's still not enough. Yeah, I mean, if he has a new tactic, he could go for something. But 31 to 16 is quite a lot. Don't really see him overtaking me. Also, he doesn't have that much science, so he can't go for air forces or something like that. When he can, maybe grab Marlene Dietrich and then fulfill the tactic again. Yeah, and then go for another cannon and another knight. 10 and... yeah, maybe another cannon then. Can't go for that, doesn't have the resources. But yeah, I can probably, with 12 resources, build 1 cannon, 1 knight. And then the rest doesn't really, could build even 1 more knight, but that doesn't change much. But with Marlene Dietrich together, that would give him the tactic 2 times, so he's at 26. Yeah, and then cannon and knights. That's quite a lot. That definitely is quite a lot, so maybe it's too early to go for the war this turn. And the others, green has military build-up and red has 10 resources and reserves. I could put it on red. He can't build another army. But with Marlene Dietrich he could even do that. So yeah, I don't think I want to go for the war this turn. So I'm gonna play the popularization of science. Emigration, no discontent workers, okay. First I can increase my population for free. I can also go for fast food chains, and it's gonna be quite a lot for my culture. I definitely think I should take military theory as well. And okay, it costs quite a lot of civil actions to take the fast food chains. I could also take fast food chains. I have strategy in hand. Maybe don't need military theory. Is there another military theory? Take a look. Yeah, there's even another one. I like this. I could, if I go for strategy, to be the strongest, and then I could increase my science production a little bit more. But I don't really like that. It just costs too many actions. There's quite a lot of stuff I want to do. Fast food chains will give me quite a lot of culture. Or maybe with the 2 wars I should concentrate on going for a big war. So taking military theory. And yeah, there I guess cannons as well. So I don't have corruption now. Don't have to play the tactic right now. And give it to the others. Like, green would probably like that with his 2 cannons. So I can keep that for now. And then probably taking patriotism as well. And I could also take Marlene Dietrich. Even though I probably would like Churchill or even Gates more. Mercury, nah, not so much. Satellites could also take that, even though I have cartography, but satellites also really nice. Yeah, not sure if I should take Marlene. I mean, I would take her away from the others. If you take a look at what they have, Red doesn't have any theaters. Blue also doesn't have any, and green also doesn't. So it's not like Marlene Dietrich is super good for the others, so I don't think I have to take it away from them. Next turn I have to concern myself with food, but this turn it's still okay. Would also probably like to take those reserves, but can't really take them. So I guess satellites and maybe rockets as well. Sadly I won't have enough science for air forces next turn. That is a little bit sad, but yeah. Sadly but I still have time. There's probably 3 turns left, so I think I have enough time. I have 2 wars, so I definitely think going for war is a right move. I have a lot of resource protection, a lot of free population, so going for that. Also with all of my military actions that I have. Going for a war against green and against blue at some point, probably really good. Probably like to draw some nice tactic as well. Like, I mean, it depends on what I get. Could go for the positional army. Probably the mechanized army would be better if I get tanks. So yeah, depends a lot on what I draw. I can play, but I don't want to play that right now, as I said. Can keep everything and see what I draw. Okay, this tactic not so good for me. The impact of wonders is okay, definitely. And the impact of happiness probably will be better once I have the 2nd professional sports. The international negotiations, nice, I'm the first in that. Red opened that, so he can decide what I will gain. And again, resources, nice. Definitely like that. And now blue doesn't play politics. Goes for air forces, taking those. Yep. So military will be pretty hard. Gaining 3 additional, the military alliance is just good for everyone. Even if I want to declare war on green at some point, then the pact just ends and no harm done. But gaining 3 military just like that, definitely nice. So I will definitely accept that. And green goes for the modern army. Quite a lot of strength. 45, and he just needs one more modern infantry to fill the tactic again. So yeah, quite strong. And he also has Marlene Dietrich, so he can easily go up to quite a lot of strength. But the question is if he has a war, but he still has time. He only drew 1 card last turn. So maybe he already has a war in hand. Will be interesting. And now I mean, I could also go for a war against blue. He doesn't have enough science to go for the air forces, and not enough resources to. He does have enough resources to finish the Manhattan Project. With the reserves, he has 14, so he could gain 13 strength from that, putting him at 38. And I could go for, if I play this tactic and 2 more cannons. Yeah, I definitely think I can go for war against blue. Red, not so much. I mean, I don't think I want to go against red with the magic castle. And reserves can go for another army probably. I mean, blue can also go for another army, but that's not more than the 13 from the Manhattan Project. So first I'm gonna look what I can do. So probably building 2 cannons will result in the most. And I can't really copy any good tactic from these. So going for my own. 45. Yep. Also have to concern myself with food. Can bring one in for free and just build 1 farm. Put him at 0 again. Exactly what I want. And then maybe I should take away Churchill, else blue can go for the air forces. So definitely gonna do that. Don't have to go for him right now. Right now Nobel is still fine. And then I can also go for the satellites, putting me at 47. And maybe I can go and... I mean, I can also grab urban growth and efficient upgrade, those are really nice. There's still some wonders left as well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do this, but first I have to clear the war, of course. Against blue. And then what did I do? Go for 2 cannons. Could do that with patriotism, but I think I want to keep that for now. Or do I? I want to draw 3 cards, so I think going for patriotism is the right move. Will probably end with corruption this way. But I also have to play the tactic, and then I need the patriotism to draw a card, which is almost equally as important as getting the resources from that. And we'll have 2 corruption, but I have so much resource production that I don't need that. Hang on for satellites, Churchill. I can also just build 1 and out of corruption and then take a efficient upgrade for the last one. Yeah, I think this is better than taking growth. Want to upgrade that anyway. Sadly, you can't get the space flight. I mean, this could be an alternative way to go, but I think I like the war against blue. It's a really nice opportunity. He has such a high culture production that stealing that from him is doubly good. This also makes me the strongest again for everything that's in here. And with the popularization of science, definitely want to upgrade my labs. So I think I like this. Will be interesting if green goes for war against blue as well or something, so that is also interesting. He also has catch up quite a lot, only at 41. So if we take a look at the overview, it's really spread out, and red and blue of course have the most culture. But with my war I should overtake blue, and maybe green goes for a war against red, and then everything will be really close again. And yeah, the pact is doubly good now. We're both getting additional military to steal more culture. So I like that, and then drawing 3 cards, also really good. Yeah, and then I can end the turn, and hopefully I don't need another war, some nice impacts. Oh, and there are some nice progress, really nice. Maybe I want to get another government form. Democracy of course, really nice. Don't need the happy face from theocracy anymore. Architecture also really nice if I go for some more professional sports, because they are so cheap. Can go for those easily and score a lot with embedded architecture. And also for United Nations, if I want to go for that. I really want some nice impacts in hand, more than I can play, so I can evaluate 1 more. Then of course Impact of Wonder is also good for me, but the others are also pretty good in that. But really nice having all of these impacts and also another war, so a lot of options still. Prosperity, 5 food, not bad. Getting some of that. Red goes for the revolution, the fundamentalism. Okay. Probably a wise move. Economic progress, okay, this gives blue more resources and I gain nothing from that. I guess because I have too much corruption or because I don't have blue tokens left. This is not nice. So he finishes the Manhattan project. And what else can he do? Tanks. And can go for 1 and the new tactic going up to 40, but yeah, I'm still ahead with 47. And green will also declare war on red, okay. Going for that. And Marlene Dietrich, yeah, so quite a lot of strength. So I gain 12 culture from blue. Now what else do I want to do? I mean I could declare war on red as well. Red has quite a lot of resources. So he will fulfill the tactic again, so he will build 2 more riflemen and run 1 knight. So 6, 8, plus 8 is 16. And then he has the magic castle as well. Don't think he will go for a lot more. He also doesn't have that much science. So that could be a nice war that I can declare. Then I also have some really nice impacts, like the impact of progress and a bit of architecture. Could also wait with the war 1 more turn to maybe get air force or maybe get tanks and then go for this tactic next turn when it becomes free. Yeah, it's a good question what I want to go for. Let's see how much strength I can go for this turn. Can bring 1 worker in for free, and yeah, I have 0 blue tokens left, so I didn't gain any resources from the economic progress. So I could go for 2 cannons, like this. Up to 57. Also increase population and go for a professional sports. And since there's also still the popularization of science, I can probably increase the science production as well. I do have food problem. Well, if I do it like this, losing culture because of starvation. So that is not so nice. But I mean, I can also handle that if I want to. And 61 is quite a lot. Would gain me quite a lot from red. Comes the question if he maybe surrenders. So also could declare the war on blue again, but I think with 2 reserves and air forces in hand, I don't want to do that. Also can play Churchill to gain additional 3 resources and maybe build another farm with that. Because I need the farm at some point anyway. I could also just go for these nice impacts. I have the impact of happiness where I will be really good. Progress as well. And architecture. I can build up quite a lot as well. So that is also an option. And I guess I can keep the war for next turn and then have the decision there. But this is a nice war. Yeah, I think I can declare the war on red as well. And then, yeah, bring 1 in for free. 1. Can delete this one and go for another one. Could also draw 2 cards like this, which is isn't too bad, drawing 2 instead of 3. Yeah, if I increase population, I need to go for the professional sports, giving me additional strength as well, so I really like that. And like this I'm also gonna keep Nobel for now, because it gives me 2 strength. And then yeah, upgrading here. Yeah, I just guess I will have starvation. It's only 4 culture that I lose. Alternatively, could go for Churchill. And then build this like this. Destroy 1 for another cannon. Then go for this, and then I have 3 resources left, so I can destroy the religion, go for a farm. But this isn't as good for imperative variety because I lose my religion. I lose 2 strength. Don't really use my 3 science from Churchill, so I don't like it that much. So if I go back, clear the war. So I need 10 resources for that. Could also delete 1 iron, because I produce that many resources anyway. Or I do go not for the war this turn, for one of the impacts. Because I don't want to lose all of this. It's a really hard decision, but maybe I want to keep the war. Don't go for that this turn, can do that next turn. And this turn maybe play a bit of progress, which is also really nice. Yeah, this is a hard decision. We'll have to think about it. Gonna take a look at the overview. Mine red will lose quite a lot of culture to green. And then blue has probably the most still. So stealing them from red isn't as good. And if I declare the war on red and then go up to, what was it, 61, he might also just concede. And then me and green don't get as much. And then maybe blue has too much and then don't have another war and can't go for a war against blue. So could also try to go for movies. And the imperative architecture is also really nice for that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the imperative progress. Keep the war, can still do that next turn to see how it goes. So first off, play the imperative progress. Civil unrest, okay, also not bad. Only for red, has 1 discontent worker. So I can increase population twice. Have to rebuild 1 farm. And since now the popularization of science will probably come, I can also go for the computers. We go for that. The computers are the movies. With progress and variety and popularization of science, I have quite a lot of information what's in the deck. And maxing out a little bit of science production for the popularization of science isn't bad. So I could play the computers. Upgrade once. Need to get rid of some of these resources. Sadly I can't go for a fourth computer. But I can build another of this. Maybe I can also leave this warrior, doesn't give me anything really. If I stay like this I don't have to build another farm quite yet. I could also go for another professional sports, but that doesn't give me that much. I mean, a little bit of strength. And if I go for the input of architecture next turn, that's gonna be quite a lot. And gives me enough to produce resources. Will still have corruption. Could also go for movies. Build one movie. Still upgrade this for the popularization of science. It's also good for the input of variety. And then maybe I also take the tanks. Maybe I do increase population once. And then build a farm. This I don't have corruption, I don't have starvation. At 47, enough to defend against an aggression, producing 9 culture. Yeah. Maybe. Will put me at 89 culture. So I'm basically the same as blue, and I know what impacts are in here. I'm better in most of them, definitely the one of progress. Would also really like the computers, but taking them for 3, not that good. I think I'm gonna stay with Nobel for now. With the 2 science production, it's basically 2 culture as well because of the popularization of science. I won't be losing him before that. So yeah, this is a really complicated turn. I think I'm fine with this. I also have to consider the impacts like balance and agriculture, where these additional farms are really good. Next turn I can just build another one to have more production than consumption. So yeah, I think the next turn I can play the input of architecture, build new professional sports. Can still go for quite a lot of strength. Next turn I can go for the tanks, build 2 of those, copy the mechanized army, so to gain quite a lot of strength with Churchill. So I think this is definitely okay. Also, United Nations is the last wonder. Will be interesting to see who gets that. The guys have not that much resources. Red definitely does. So it will also be interesting how much red goes into strength to defend against green. Yeah, can also go into it, like a war for next turn if I want to against red. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. Let me know in the comments what you would have done. I think there are quite a lot of possibilities to go for, and this is the one I'm going for. I have to get rid of some of these, like the war and this tactic. Maybe the war, another nice impact, though I have quite a lot of really good ones in hand. Another war as well, and this tactic, if I get the last modern infantry, could also go for that, else it's not really that nice. But impact of harmony, okay, not as good. Probably my next one that I play will be Impact of Architecture or the War, one of those 2. So red, let's see how much he can do. Quite a lot it seems. 52. Okay, 52, so not the biggest war for green, especially if red uses the magic castle as well. And blue goes for Bill Gates. And also for a lot of strength with the computers. Bill Gates doesn't give him anything, so yeah, quite interesting. And actually it's a tie, 0 culture gain from green, so not the greatest war for green. And he goes for another one against blue. Okay, think that's good for me. Let's see what else green can do. Goes up to 76. So I think it was pretty nice that I didn't go for the wars against blue or red. I mean, I could go for the war now. With copying this tactic, I have to go for 2 tanks. Or I could go for air forces. I'm not sure I want to do that. Red can't do that much. He can rebuild 1 rifleman and 1 knight, and then he will have quite a lot. And blue, yeah, with some reserves, can shift around his units. Another air force. So I think it's better for me if I go for the impacts, like a bit of architecture. The others won't be that good in that. So I think that is better. Also, there's still the popularization of science. I want to get that before I lose Nobel. So I think I don't have to go for these wars. Can play the input of architecture. And now the popularization of science, really nice, 12 for me. And yeah, of course, bring 1 in for free. And what else do I want to do? I mean, with the impact of architecture in here, building another movies shouldn't be bad. Can also build another professional sports, so I'm not the weakest. But I will be replacing Nobel anyway. And in that case, the professional sports isn't enough. But I could just upgrade this warrior. And I mean, then I'm at 50, so I'm ahead of red. Maybe that's good. I don't know what this is. Also, there might be the impact of strength. Yeah, and then the rest. Not sure what I want to do with the rest. I could also grab the mechanized agriculture. It's pretty cheap tech, and I can go for that and one of these techs next turn, get the Nobel Prize. And then also, if there's impact of technology, get that as well. And then just to be safe, getting the patriotism. And I could also delete the religion and go for another movies. But I think that might be a little bit greedy. And maybe this is greedy as well. Green can play an aggression on me if he wants to. So maybe I should still consider maybe going for the tanks this turn. So go for the tanks with Churchill. And then build one. Can't build another one. Well, this is also nice for the impact of variety. Maybe I don't build the professional sports on this turn. I don't need it for the impact of architecture this turn. So then I could go for the tanks. Building 2 of those. And copy this tactic, putting me at 64. So I'm safe from aggressions. Definitely not the weakest. So I think I like that more. Sadly, this means I can't go for the Nobel Prize. But if I pick up Revolutionary Idea and Mechanized Agriculture and maybe Patriotism, or should I pick up Air Forces? Depends a little bit. There will be 1, 2, 3, 4 cards gone. So 5 remaining. So I guess next turn can still be a war turn. So maybe I should pick up Air Force just to be safe. I'm guessing I can't really lose this game if I pick up the Air Forces. Green will steal quite a lot from green. Green will steal quite a lot from blue. And then they both will be at around 80, I guess. Something like that. And then I'm ahead. I have these really nice impacts. All of these are great for me. And also I'm producing quite a lot. So I guess picking up air forces. And then maybe revolutionary ideas, so I can go for air forces and maybe rockets if I want to, or something else. And I'm picking up patriotism also to be safe. So I think this is better, because green can go for another air force next turn. And then he will have quite a lot of strength again. Getting additional 13 for the tactic and 5 for the air forces. And then I would have trouble to defend if I don't have the air forces. With these I can go for 2 air forces and get 20 for the 2 armies and then 10 for the air forces, so additional 30. So I'm pretty safe from that. So I think picking up these, the defensive move, but I don't see myself losing elsewhere. So I think this is fine. And then I can get rid of these tactics. I will be staying with this tactic for now. And see if I can run another good impact. Bit of competition. This is also good for me, but also the others have so much military that it's really nice for them as well. But I still have the impact of harmony maybe. These others aren't that great. Impact of wonders, only good against green. So depending a little bit on what green does else. Maybe he has another war and can declare another war on green or red. And then he would come dangerously close. And then the Impact of Wonders would be good. So yeah, not bad. All these impacts having a lot of options. Can also still go for the Impact of Competition. And then maybe 2 professional sports as well. Because they will score double with the Impact of Architecture and the Impact of Competition. So they are really nice for that. And red goes for Mandela. And with professional sports, okay, can't go for any additional happy faces now. Blue takes United Nations, goes for this tactic. Okay, so green will win that war. And the age ends. Oh, interesting, it was only a war over technology, didn't see that, so I don't think that's that good for me, because I would rather have that green stole culture from blue. And now the aggression on red, okay. And green also takes some more cards. So what do I want to do with my... This is not my last turn, I will have 1 more, so I can still declare a war. Blue has quite a lot of resources and reserves. So first I'm gonna take a look at what strength I could get. Go for air forces. Yeah, I can't really increase population because then I will have starvation. But if I play the patriotism and can delete one of those swordsmen really. And maybe one of the mines. Build up 1 air force. Can I even go for professional sports as well. And then the last one. Maybe deleting another mine. I doubt that someone played the impact of production industry. So delete this one as well. And for another, so it will be at 69, so I can definitely declare a war. Also the professional sports that I build will be very good for the impact of architecture. And then next turn I can play the impact of competition, and then these arenas will count double basically. And I still have enough military actions to declare the war. So the question becomes, who do I want to declare that on? I guess I would gain the most from declaring it on red. And red also isn't too far behind, so I guess red is pretty nice. And even with the reserves, he could go and build 2 more knights and 1 more knight and 1 more rifleman. That would give him 5 for the units and then 8 again for the classic army. But that's not too much, 13, so he would still not be at my 96. He does have the magic castle. Yeah, and blue can build 2 more riflemen, upgrade the knights to tanks. That would give him 6 for the riflemen and 3 for the knights, so 9, and the modern army again, so 21. So it's getting a lot closer that way. And also I'm not sure which one will be the closest to me. Right now it is blue. So he might be the most dangerous. Also he can finish the United Nations and get 20 culture from that. So maybe blue is the one I have to have a look out for. He is not that good in progress and variety, because blue stole those techs from him. So he's very bad in those impacts, and then the impact of architecture also not that great for him. Even though he can't also go for much more, he needs all his resources to finish the United Nations. So yeah, he's not that good in impacts. So I don't think that I have to declare the war on him, because I will be gaining a lot more from red. So I think it has to be red, because I will be gaining the most from that. And then go for the air forces, take patriotism, delete 1 swordsman, 9, build up professional sports. And yeah, I guess I don't really need these, but mine as well. Can build another air force on 96. Yeah, for next turn, can maybe take democracy and mechanized agriculture. Don't know if I will be going for mechanized agriculture. Could be okay if I go for that. Can increase population once again, because I will have enough food production. So yeah, I guess this is okay. And the next turn, the impact of competition would also be really good for me, because I just built up so much military. The next turn I can even build another movies. Yeah, so I think this is really good. Going up to a 96 is quite a lot, and red can't really be defending against that. Really nice. I haven't used my ocean liner, but I can't, because if I do, I will have 2 food consumption more than I produce, so I'll have starvation, so I don't want to do that. So end the turn, can get rid of the war and some of these aggressions. Yeah, doesn't really matter that much. And then I will end up at 122, so I have the most, and I will be gaining quite a lot from the war. And then also these impacts are all really nice for me. And red goes up to 53, okay. So he doesn't want to build more military units. And failed aggression, I think that's good. That blue failed with that aggression. And he finishes the United Nations, but doesn't have an impact. He could play. Green plays 1. Red will also lose a territory, so not going that well for red. And no cards left, so can't do anything with those civil actions. And yeah, gaining 42 culture, this will definitely be a win for me, I guess. And with my last politics, I guess the impact of competition. Really good there against everyone. Not that much against green, but if we take a look, yeah, it's pretty clear thing that blue will be the closest to me. Green is really far behind because he didn't draw War over Culture, or did he have 1? But yeah, he didn't gain enough culture with his wars. So yeah, playing the input of competition. Harmony is not that great, and then happiness, everyone really close, and wonders, blue is really good there. So yeah, the impact of competition it is. The impact of balance, blue 12, green 12, I'm at 8, so that's okay. Yeah, I could go for democracy or mechanized agriculture. With the input of progress in here, I think democracy will pay double. Can play that, and then it gives me 3 culture and also 3 culture for the input of progress. This means I can't increase population with the ocean liner service, and with my remaining military, with my remaining resources, I guess getting some more architecture and competition going, so building new professional sports. Could even build 2 more, so I can delete this religion. It will only, won't give me the points for the input of variety then, but those are only 2 culture I would gain from the religion if I stayed with that. And the professional sports gives me 6. 3 for the architecture and 3 for competition, so that is really nice. And then with the last one, yeah, I guess I can delete another mine. Could also delete the warriors, but they pay me 3 points. 1 for the competition and 2 for the variety. So deleting this one and going for another professional sports. So I'm at 103 military, that's quite a lot. With a revolutionary idea, can't do anything with that. I mean, I can go for the rockets. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Can go for the rockets and score 4 points with Nobel, and that's more than the 3 from Churchill. So that is really nice. And with 3 resources, I can even upgrade another cannon, so gain 1 additional point from competition as well. So that is definitely the right move. And then end the turn. Can't use ocean liner service as I said, and then just have to see what Red can play. But with 4 impacts for me in the deck, I'm pretty confident that yeah, this is a clear win for me. 190 against 160. He will score a little bit with no, he won't score anything with Bill Gates. I'm not sure why he took him. He literally doesn't give him anything. There could have been way better options for him, but yeah, maybe that cost him in the end. Yeah, with these impacts can also still get close between green and blue, even though the gap is quite high. And I'm guessing red is far too behind now after I stole those 40 culture from him. So, but we'll have to see. And then red finishes the fast food chains at least, okay. Gets 19, so he ends up at 87. So architecture 21, that's quite a lot. And then next the progress 24, also definitely not bad. Might get close between blue and green. Culture 10, 5 and 15, so even closer between these two. Variety also 22 have really nice impacts. And 24 for green, this is really crazy. Competition 34, also that's I think the highest competition I've ever seen, or ever had, not sure. And there he does overtake him with just 1 point. And the government 28, 20 and the 17. So that's it. Green overtakes blue with the impacts, and I have quite the lead. But really interesting game. Yeah, I'm not sure what blue did in the end with Bill Gates. Green had some nice wars, but those weren't big enough, and yeah, it's quite a big gap. So it, he couldn't declare the wars on me, so there was no way that he could have overtaken me. But yeah, we will take a look at what this means for the standings of the tournament again, so of course I will see you there. So with this pretty clear last game, pretty convincing win I thought, let's take a look at the standings of the tournament in my League 3-1. And as I said before this video, this outcome means I have 33 points, the same as Slick, which is pretty crazy. Both of us having really super great season. We both had 5 wins and 2 second places, and that's really strong. But sadly, Slick was able to win most games or more games against me, because if we take a look at the schedule again, the games, you can see all of those on this channel, of course. This one, game 5-1, 5A, Slick was able to win against me, and then 4B as well, and I was only able to win the game 7A, where Slick was in the game. So that means he has won 2 games against me, and that decides the tie. And that means, sadly, I am second with the same points. 33 is really quite a lot if you look at the other leagues. Having 33 points for one player is doable, but both of us really getting a lot of the wins. But yeah, this sadly means I won't be ranking up, but next season I will be in Division 3 again, so I have another chance to go up to Division 2. Really hope I can do that without Slick. I hope that I will be able to do that, but there will also be new players coming into the league. Not sure how that exactly goes. Maybe it will be one of these players: Bust, Salarian, Scopulus, Jabba, Wisicle, Mind Phaser, Xdorsh, MM34NN. So looking forward to the next season. I hope you enjoyed this video and all the others from the International Season 8. If you haven't, check out the Facebook group and join us in this tournament. And I hope I see you in the next videos as well.